Okay.
So I got my mother, I got my grandmother. No, right? So the thinking behind this is like when people get into a weak position like this, it's really common that they resort back to trying to use their body in the way that they used to using it, which is like pushing and struggling, triceps and chest, right, like that. They're not thinking about opening their body. It's a very rare thing that when we're in a situation like this that we think about opening ourselves. We're always trying to close ourselves and protect ourselves a lot, right? But you've also got to go, in this situation, what's the strongest mechanical movement that I can make in this position?
Lats.
Yeah? And if he's in a high mount, which is hips forwards, like this, he's disconnected from my hips. So I can't use my hips to solve the problem. Which if he was in a mid or low mount would be awesome, right? Especially a mid mount. But when he's in a high mount, which means hips forwards, disconnected from my hips, it's hard for me to manipulate it from here. So you have to go, well, what can I do? Yeah? Weight on your elbows into the floor that way. Make a circle. Now my hands are in. Yeah? Now I can start doing stuff. Yeah? So that's what Henry and Hickson and all those guys will do. Right? So we'll move back, so we'll come this way a bit. Another option for you, which is very, very similar stuff. Right? Like this, which is you can do this, which I really like, or I'm going to connect to his thighs. Yeah? Lift my hips and walk away to get that same connection that I want with this. Because what I want is my forearms connecting to his thighs. Yeah? Because now if he starts trying to walk up me, now he moves me. I move with him. So the biggest problems occur is when the person has a mechanical advantage over us, we won't respect it. And they just move. We refuse to budge. Okay? But when you're in, and I've spent the last 4 or 5 months doing a lot of mount escape defense stuff, right? So when he's in a high mount here like this, my goal is to work with the person. So if he does start walking up my body, here like this, I let him move me. I just move with him. He's doing all the work. Yeah? Right? How you got into the high mount is most likely like this too. So you had a good frame, wherever your frame was here, your elbows like this, whatever was going on, you had a connection. Here like this. And it was great. The problem was this person's like 50 kilos heavier. Yeah? And I refuse to move. So if I refuse to move, his 100 plus kilos is going to fight just my arms if I don't move. So when he steps, my arm moves, and then he takes a step, and my arm moves. Yeah, right? That's how I most likely got here, by being stubborn. Yeah, right? By being arrogant. Right, so you're back. What you'd like to do is when you have a connection here, whatever it is that you're doing, and he goes to walk, is that you have to keep your relationship to him the same. So he walks again. Yeah, right? So if you end up like that, sure, you might get punched in the face, land on your back, guy jumps into a high mount. Yeah? Most of the time though, you started underneath a normal mount and it became a high mount because you weren't moving. Yeah? Why weren't you moving? Well, yeah, your hips weren't off the floor. Yeah, so there was all your surface area on the floor, yeah, that when he stepped, he wasn't having to carry that. He was only carrying your arm. Yeah, so your body should be connected. And I'm always talking about it being like a unit. Is that if somebody, it's like a team, and if somebody is picking on one person from my team, my whole team reacts. Yeah? So if he walks into my elbow doesn't do that. If he walks into my elbow, my whole body responds. Yeah? And that way I can keep my elbows near my hips and my body can work as a unit. When that fails, which is really common, you're a white belt, you're one strike, right? So when you're here and the person steps, you're like, lost it. And then lost it. Yeah? Right? You have got fandangled, back rolling escapes and stuff you could do. Right? But usually that's the problem. Is that when you're here, I mean, of course I've got my leg down and all that, but if it's cleaner and you're here, right? You're having this fight here, then moving like this, not stepping. Yeah? So when the person walks into you, here like that, right? Let's say they're moving this arm, here like that. As they move, I'm letting them move, but when I move my foot, I don't lift it up. If I lift my foot off the floor, I'm going to fall, or he's going to be able to manipulate me, because now, yeah, there's only my shoulders, my body, my cylinder, my torso is a cylinder, and my foot, look, my body's going to roll like this. As soon as I'm like that. And a good way, like, do like an all fours, and then take your foot off the ground. Like, it's why it's so good for your core, right? Okay? So what you want is to be sliding your feet so they're always in contact with the floor. Yeah? If I take the foot off the floor, or worse, both, so side control, see people trying to do this, nothing. Yeah, just push into me, see? Pull back. He's in control with my body. Yeah? I put one foot down, not bad. Pushes into me. If it's on this angle, I can do something. Yeah? Right? But I want to be keeping my feet connected to the floor as much as I can. Yeah? The floor is your friend. Yeah? So that's likely how you got there, and likely how it got worse. But they are the two kind of solutions, right? 3, if you're early, walk with the person so the relationship between you stays the same. Yeah? If there's punches involved, I might be reluctant to do this. Yeah? I'm more likely going to go connect with what I can and then walk myself back to them. Yeah? Cool? Excellent. All right.